Hello everybody, this is an introduction to Zotero, and Zotero is a citation management software application that we're going to be using throughout the course. Alright, a little bit first before we get into the how-tos, a little bit about what it does, what the purpose of it is. First of all, it is software that you download and use with the browser. And what it does is it downloads and saves references. So when you're on the library website or when you're on Google and you find something you like, you can download it and it'll be stored in Zotero. It organizes your references, and you can organize in folders and you can organize using tags, lots of different ways to organize. And this software will also create a reference list for you, using APA citation format, which we require in this course, or different formats depending on the options you choose. So it nicely automates the process of creating references. It also helps you make notes about the research you're reading. So instead of having your notes in notebooks or on index cards, you store all your notes in the software and you can organize your notes the same way you can organize citations. A really important feature of Zotero, and one of the main reasons we're using it for this course, is it allows for collaboration. You can create groups and you can invite individual people from other Zotero members to join your group, and then you can share work together. The software is free, by the way, and signing up is free, so it's a very convenient way for students and other people to work together without any cost. Another feature, maybe advantage, maybe slight disadvantage, depending on how you look at this, is you can install the software on different computers. I have Zotero on my work computer, and I have it on my home computer. And when I'm at home or I'm at work, and I do any work, then I can go to the other place, and all the work that I did at home, for example, will be there when I come to work. You can also use it on iPads and other devices, but the app for that is very limited. You're really going to want to use this only on computers. One very important thing to know about this is you're only going to want to have one username, and you're only going to want to install it once on each computer you use. So you can't create two usernames and install the software using two different usernames on the same computer, because each version will overwrite the other version. You can only have one at a time, so you're just really going to want one username for Zotero. Alright, so essentially it automates a lot of the work related to finding references and citations in libraries and online resources. Alright, a little bit about this tutorial. What I'm going to have you do in this tutorial is download 5 citations from EBSCOhost, which is from the Millersville Library System, and from Google Scholar. That's a site that you're going to be using a lot in this course, and we'll introduce it to you a little bit by little bit. We're also going to have you download citations with full text PDFs. So you're going to have the PDFs and the citation here in Zotero. I'm going to have you take some notes and use the note-taking feature. 2 or 3 notes for each citation that you download. You're going to create tags and different ways of organizing your citations. I have the word shared in here a couple places. We're going to do this in a collaborative group that I've already established. So everybody in the class is going to be in this group. So when you add your 5 citations in, you're going to see the 5 citations that I've already got added in. You'll see the 5 citations that Tiffany has added in. And then as students start to work on it, you'll see what everybody else does. So maybe we have 30-some people in this class. So by the end of this tutorial, we're going to have 150 citations and all kinds of notes in Zotero that everybody in the class can see. So it's going to grow pretty fast. Now, I do want to say that I'm going to use real topics in this tutorial. I'm going to assign different people a topic to find citations on so we don't get too many duplicates. But this is all just practice. This has nothing to do with the actual work that you're going to do on your literature review. We just want you to get comfortable with Zotero before you start working with your group. All right, this video is going to be in two parts. The first part is this introductory part, and I'm going to take you up to the point where we talk about installing Zotero and getting it set up, and sharing your Zotero username with in D2L. But then you're not going to be able to do the rest of this tutorial until after you've shared your username and until either Tiffany or I have gone into Zotero and added you to our group. So you're going to give us a username at some point. And we're going to say, okay, you're going to join the group that's all working together on this. But let's say you join, you do this Sunday night. You know, we may not get the notice until Monday morning, and so you're going to have to wait maybe 12 hours between the time you start and the time you finish this tutorial. So you're going to do it in 2 stages. I don't know how long this video will take. I have quite a few slides, so I'm expecting the video will be at least 20 minutes long. But there are many points in the video where I'm going to ask you to pause the video and do some stuff. And so doing this whole tutorial will take you at least 2 to 3 hours, maybe longer. We'll see. I'll ask you how long it took. But I'm expecting it's going to take 2 or 3 hours, and you're going to have to do it over a couple different days, right? So that's just letting you know what the expectations are going to be for this tutorial. All right, getting started. First of all, this is not going to be a real in-depth introduction to how to install Zotero and the rest. I've got another video that I'm going to ask you to have watched already. If you haven't watched it, watch it now, and that's going to give you a little bit better idea than I'm going to give you right now. Right. So let me show you the Zotero website. Okay. So it's www.zotero.org, and there's a link in D2L, of course. You can, obviously I'm a member, and there's my username, jw.live. But if you weren't a member, you could create a membership. So I would either log in or register if I'm new. So you're going to register, and it asks you for some very basic information, right? But I'm already a member, so, right? Now, when you're in the Zotero website itself, you see your library of resources, the groups that you belong to, some forums, documentation. I don't even know what people is. I don't know, some kind of thing to look interesting about all the interesting people that are on Zotero. You can follow people. There's some social media aspects to Zotero. All right, but other than setting up usernames and some other settings and creating groups, you really don't use the Zotero website itself. Instead, you download an app, or a plugin, I should say, that goes along with your browser, and you end up using it in as an application within your browser. The actual website here, you can use it as your citation management system, but it's very, very clunky. It wouldn't serve any purpose. So you download it, and if I click the download button, I'm going to want to install it. I can either do the standalone version, which gives me a few more options, or my preference is to use it with Firefox. You can't use it with Internet Explorer or some other browsers. These are your only options. Right? Again, want you to watch another video that's expressly about getting Zotero installed. All right, so you sign up at Zotero.org, you download the browser app, make sure you're using the right browser, which is Firefox. All right, so these next few points, I'm going to say them now and then show them to you. You've created a username and a password in Zotero at the website, but it won't yet be in your browser app. So I'm going to show you the preferences in the browser app so that when you go in your browser, you're automatically logged in. I'm going to show you another specific thing about the preferences to set up. One has to do with automatic tagging. That's bad. Bad. And ask you to post your Zotero username to D2L. After you get all this stuff done, this is about as far as you're going to be able to go, and this will be the end of tutorial 1. So let me show these 3 things to you, and then we'll move on. All right, so this is what Zotero looks like when you're in the actual application. I'm going to close out of it and show you how I got to that tab. I'm in a regular Firefox browser. After you've installed Zotero, a little Z icon will show up on your browser. If you click it, it activates the plugin. Right? Most of you will probably see something like this, where you see a web page up here and the Zotero plugin down here. You should probably toggle the tab mode so that you're using the whole browser. It's very hard for me to work with seeing 2 different things going on at once. I do have different tabs available to me, so it's not like I'm limited. I can't go look at something else while I have Zotero open. All right, so this is what it looks like in the browser, and I'm going to show you what all these different buttons mean in the next video. But for now, what I want you to do is set up a couple preferences. Right? So the first one to set up is this one that says automatically tag items. You don't want that done. The reason you don't want it is because it brings in all kinds of tags that are created by library descriptors for different articles that don't mean anything to you and probably aren't relevant, and really then get in the way when you make your own tags. You're going to create tags that say, you know, that relate to themes of your research. So, for example, I'm going to be working with co-teaching in my example. So I might be looking at a theme of co-teaching in K-12. I might be looking at a theme of co-teaching in higher ed. Maybe I'll be looking at co-teaching in special education, for English language learners, etc. I might have, let's say, 20 tags in all that I end up creating. Not today, but in general, if I was researching this topic, I'd probably have at least 20 tags. But if I allow the tags to come in automatically that are created by the library, I'll get 150 or 200 or 300 tags that are created automatically and that don't mean anything to me, and then I won't be able to see my 20 important tags that actually mean something to me. So deselect this if it is selected. Right? The next set of preferences to really pay attention to is syncing. You have to put in your username and password that you created in Zotero, and you want to sync automatically, and you probably want to sync full text content. What that means is it's going to make a copy of any PDFs or any full text content that you have downloaded and saved in Zotero. It's going to create a copy and store it on your computer. I find that really speeds up the process. Right? Those are all the preferences you're going to really deal with. There are some more advanced things that we might get into if you need be, but I think that might be it really for now. All right, so this is the end of the first part of this tutorial. Before you can proceed with the second part, you're really going to have it installed. Make sure you can see it. Make sure you have your preferences set up, and post your Zotero username, not your password, to D2L. We will have a discussion board where you can post it. All right, looking forward to getting started using it in the second part of this tutorial.